Hi, Taurus, and welcome to your 2019 Year Ahead Annual Forecast. This is Sky, and I am here to bring you some channeled insights, astrological messages, and psychic predictions about the year 2019 for you. I am a medium, psychic, and intuitive, and I do monthly tarot and astrology readings here on my YouTube channel, as well as, random spiritual messages or anything that really comes to me that I feel can benefit people on their path. So be sure to hit that subscribe button if this resonates for you. Anyway, thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much for taking the time to check out this reading. Taurus is one of the most empowered signs of the year 2019. So you've felt it going off and on throughout the previous years. We've had Uranus, planet ruling Aquarius and planet of revolution, innovation, rebelling, and sudden changes, moving into your sign and then retrograding back into Aries and then moving back into Taurus. Well, I have good news. In January, it is moving back into Taurus and it will stay there for the next 8 years. So mini Taurus over the next 8 years will see a lot of innovation, a lot of revolution, sudden changes, breaking from the status quo of their own experience, and just in general energy coming into their lives, revitalization, new vigor, new enjoyment of life definitely coming in for Taurus. Although, being that Taurus is a fixed earth sign, it can also be a bit of an unstable feeling energy, especially at first. So yes, 2019 for Taurus is the at first time zone of the Uranus in Taurus. So there are a lot of adjustments I feel that Taurus has to make coming quickly into this year. And you're going to be feeling that immediately in January. You're going to be faced with a pretty obvious idea of what is and is not working in your life. And you need to trust what you're feeling with that. And you need to sort of be able to strategize healthy ways that you can channel what it is that is going to work for you. And it's important to remember that January, albeit the calendar new year with new energies from that societal connection, is not really the new year type of time. It is March in Aries time that we actually have a new energy. So the time period between January and March is still a concluding type of energy for 2018. So you just have to think about what 2018 is represented for you, and you have to think about what you want to see for yourself by around the time that we get to March, and the new changes that you want to make then, because it will feel much more natural as we get into March. I want you guys coming directly into this year to really get clear on what you like about yourself, what you don't like about yourself, what you regret, what you don't regret. You had Jupiter opposite you throughout pretty much the entire year of 2018, depending on where your sun is or wherever your Taurus placements are. And what I saw that bring to a lot of Taurus was a heaviness about the choices they made and the people that they had in their lives and the choices that those people made as well. I know that Taurus had a lot of evolution and a lot of clarity relating to the trauma of their pasts, relating to toxic relationships of the past. And some of you may have even seen yourself form another toxic relationship in the year 2018. It was very easy for everyone to have that, especially the Venus signs like Taurus and Libra. With the Jupiter and Scorpio energy, it made a really good environment to see a narcissistic or codependent relationship form, or to see, sexual trauma come in as well. So I want to tell you that now that Jupiter's moved into Sagittarius, you will not see that type of possibility being very open anymore. So it's going to be really important to get clear on what actually happened. It's going to be really important to get clear on how you truly felt about what happened. Is that person from your past still haunting you? That person that you haven't seen for years, but was a really deep relationship? Is it still something that motivates you? Are you still feeling anxiety when similar situations crop up that might remind you of that person, yet they're no longer present in your life? Although you see yourself still making concessions as if they were. So important for Taurus to come into 2019 getting clear on what is an actual threat to them, on what is reminiscent of past trauma for them, and how they can no longer be affected and how their actions can no longer be motivated by those types of difficult traumas, because it was warranted, I feel, in 2018 to curb some of your wants, desires, experiences based on pain and based on the red flags of the past. So you were in a difficult relationship, and then you saw in 2018, it's okay, this person reminds me of that person, I've got to walk the other way. But I also feel that it was possible that those red flags were not perhaps as valid as you thought them to be. So you might have seen yourself be too quick to end things or too quick to take from yourself because of the fear of things going in a certain direction that they had gone before. Taurus has to be more fearless in the year of 2019 and also more forgiving, it feels as well. So are you able to forgive the people in your past who hurt you? Sometimes we don't have to do that, and sometimes certain things are so inherently terrible that it's really difficult to forgive. And I suppose that there are some things that happen where people shouldn't be forgiven, of course. But you definitely have to sit with yourself and sit with what actually happened and think, is this something that was worthy of never forgiving, because if it's something that's smaller than you might be giving it credit for, to not forgive it sort of closes certain doors for you and sort of gives a message to the universe that it's difficult to handle little things, or it's difficult to handle things which don't need to be taken so out of proportion. So you might just feel a bit of emptiness or a bit of grayness or a bit of like not really being accessed by other people because the universe is kind of trying to protect you from these little traumas, these like little micro traumas that end up becoming so expanded. This is one of the main things that I feel has to heal in the Taurus experience during the year of 2019 is not being so overtaken by small things and really becoming stronger, really fortifying yourself, especially in Capricorn time. That's a lot of what your January and February readings are about. Be sure to check those out if you get the time. Also, I feel that notions of jealousy or notions of forgiveness relating to jealousy and relating to the opportunities of others is something that also has to become so much smaller as well. I'm not saying you're all jealous. I'm not saying you're all, struggling with not being happy with what you have. But for a lot of Taurus, jealousy became something more complex than it is for most people. And we actually saw this in all of the fixed signs with the Jupiter in Scorpio, so Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius. Jealousy, territorialism, envy, greed, certain things as this became based and laid foundation into something which it just was not. So you could see yourself being jealous of someone who you don't really have much respect for, or even being jealous of someone who you love a lot. So like you're in a relationship with someone and it's a wonderful relationship. It's almost like you're jealous of them for what they had coming into the relationship because it was more than what you had, and you hold that against them, and it creates this weird tension. Or you could have seen someone doing that to you as well. Oftentimes when I'm channeling these types of messages, it can either come from within you or be reflected to you from someone else. So you may have seen that someone was really jealous of you and they could never come to terms with that. And perhaps even the people who loved you the most were the most jealous of you. Why did that happen? Why did you see yourself there? It had a lot to do with expanding things which are toxic, or expanding feelings which are painful. So consuming a lot of media that shows jealousy, or consuming a lot of media that shows painful discrimination towards the people that you love most. Sometimes it can make it reflect, especially when we have Neptune and Jupiter doing what they have done and are doing now into 2019. I feel like it's a really good time for Taurus to not consume that much media. So like soap operas, TV, dramas, social media that shows like unrealistic expectations. To a degree, none of us can escape that fully, but try to not be constantly consuming things that showcase pain in a kind of glamorous way. I feel that is important for Taurus because you would have seen that a lot in 2018. Perhaps like a lot of sort of glamorous pain and a lot of glamorous drama. And 2019 is a time of enjoyment and a time of higher learning, higher experiences. We have Jupiter in Sag, and Sagittarius and Taurus energy is kind of a weird conglomeration at times. What I always like to say about Sagittarius and Taurus, and this is where I'm getting some of this message, they're both kind of jealous of each other in a certain way. Like the bull is jealous of the centaur because of like the centaur's gracefulness and like agileness, whereas the centaur is jealous of the bull for its like strength and its stamina and its ability to push through and to fixate and to not be so perilously adaptable. So you can see that in the year 2019, while Jupiter is in Sagittarius, you can see that people are inherently jealous of you for your good traits, and you can also see that you're kind of jealous of them, and it kind of goes back and forth, but you don't have to. It doesn't have to be that way. You can also see that you can show each other how to do things. So if you're in a relationship and you see this component, like you can really healthily rise above this energy by showing your strengths and by just asking people as well, how do you do that? How does your skin look so nice? What do you do to it? How do you make the six-figure salary? How did you get there? Because what's something within all of us wants to do right now is to learn and to teach as well. Jupiter in Sagittarius is a very teachery type of energy. So the problem area is if you get a big ego problem or a big like concentrated fragile ego from the previous year of Jupiter in Scorpio, it can be really upset to have to learn something or really upset to have to teach something. Like it's like because to learn or to be taught by someone makes you seem inadequate or makes you seem like you weren't smart or you weren't intelligent. So you get angry by the fact that someone might want to teach you something. That has to be worked over. And I'm talking a little bit about this for all of the signs this year. Watch out for fragile, delicate ego. Everyone needs to learn something in 2019. Embrace the teachers around you, embrace the lessons around you, even if they're not obviously generated as such. Don't come into 2019, please, with an attitude that you know everything, with an attitude that you have learned all of the things, and that for people to come in and teach you something or to learn even more is beneath you. Is certainly an easy way to not thrive in 2019. So don't be afraid of teaching or learning, Taurus. It's going to be really, really nice for you to come out of this year so much more wholesome and so much more emotionally intelligent, so much more also aware of your physicality as well. I feel like Taurus does a lot of healing of the body, the health, like even past sexual traumas can heal. So like you can have a lot of root chakra and libido healing as well, and becoming much more physically healthy with that type of thing. It's so easy to heal if you can just open yourself to learning and open yourself to understanding how these things can work in a healthier way, how you can not avoid, but maneuver yourself in a way to where you're not opening yourself to these really toxic situations. It's beautiful to see you no longer be taking such a passive role in the traumatic things which might come your way, really getting into the driver's seat and choosing what comes into your life and what you put out, and learning what those things are and how to channel them in an optimum way is the saving grace I feel that 2019 brings to you. So, otherwise, astrologically, we do have the Saturn and Pluto in Capricorn. They will both be there for the entire year. That's not really bad for you at all, Taurus. I think that, Saturn is at home in Capricorn. It's a trine energy to you, your fellow Earth sign. So you can really see that your routine and your foundation in life becomes so much more sturdy and solid and enjoyable. So I feel like gone are the days of Taurus really hating to structure their life, really not wanting to go by routine, really flying by the seat of their pants and just facing every single day. I feel Taurus, and you might have seen this at the end of 2018 as well, I feel you to enjoy the process of creating a routine. I feel you to enjoy the process of having like a strong morning routine especially, and also to be like scheduling yourself time in solitude, scheduling yourself time to, get your hair done, really budgeting your time, money, and energy in a way that shows you being comfortable clothes, comfortable, styles, nothing too gruesome, nothing too grueling, and things that are natural and there's like the perfect word, things that are innate, like innate styles, innate being, innate understanding of yourself. So you don't have to spend hours getting ready. You don't have to spend hours like getting like the painful procedures done or whatever it is. Like really embracing a stronger sense of innate you-ness is such a saving grace for Taurus as well this year. Okay, Taurus, and if you've seen some of the other videos in this series, you may have seen that I am channeling in 2 concepts and affirmations that I feel really works well with the Taurus energy this year. And the first one for Taurus is, I embrace change and do not fear the shifts on the horizon. So it's important for Taurus to, again, not be too status quo, not be too playing it safely. There's a component of that, again, with the Saturn and Capricorn, and a component of having a structured, routine-oriented existence. But then with the Uranus in Taurus and Jupiter in Sag, it will overpower that, and it will make the whole concept of change, evolution, shifting, new horizons come slightly above that Saturn and Capricorn energy. The imperative balance that I feel there is to have a structure and a routine that supports newness, that supports a change, that supports a bit of a revolution in your own life. As revolution feels to be such a strong keyword for Taurus itself, I feel that you are sort of revolting against the past status quo of your own experience. I feel that you are making a big change and having a bit of a just sudden new process come into your life relating to those types of things. So So embracing that and not fearing the shifts that come by having that solid routine, by having that solid structure that can really take you anywhere, that can exist in any type of factor or paradigm, is the true key to thriving in the year of 2019. The next affirmation and concept I have for Taurus is, I wholesomely accept my own wants and desires, and I will channel them in ways healthy to myself and my loved ones. So really not thinking that to have what you want or to have your desires be met requires you to go against yourself or your loved ones is so important for this year. Finding that middle ground, finding that harmony of being able to have what you want and not going against who you love is so important. And for some of you, it does require making new boundaries. It does require changing up the nature of certain relationships, because I do feel that for some of you, it's impossible to have what you want and to make those around you happy. Not for all of you. And you're going to know that. That's not something that you have to spend too much time analyzing with. You're going to know, listening to this video right now, whether or not that's possible. And the responsible and mature thing that I feel Taurus has to do is to not themselves that it's the other way. It's not. Okay, this is a little bit confusing, but please don't tell yourself that you can't make your loved ones happy and have what you want. Please don't tell yourself that you can make them happy and have what you want when you can't. You're going to know so clearly the way that it actually is. And Taurus has to perhaps have a new type of family or inherit a new type of family and support network that can see them having what they want and making them happy at the same time. I don't feel that 2019 is a year for estrangement, though. I really don't. I don't feel that it's all or nothing. I don't feel that it is black or white. That was 2018. And I don't feel that you have to, block people or push away from people just to feel like you can pursue what you want. Rather, I feel that you can create a bit of space. I feel that you can, say clearly and actively what it is that you want and let people react to that appropriately versus being too afraid to actively say what you want and just running away and then doing it, So important for Taurus to assume an active role and to be the driver and not in the passenger seat of their lives this year. And there are times where it's appropriate, there are times where it works, but with this Uranus and Jupiter energy for you guys, it's all about taking a sort of masculine, yangy, active role in what it is that you want. The Saturn and Pluto is a more feminine yin type of role, but I feel that it is secondary to these more active ones. So of course, yes, we're talking harmony, we're talking integration, but Taurus finds yin passivity easier than active yang activity. Okay, so in the type of year of 2019, it is not about really what is easy. It's not really about what's at least been done before. Okay, it's about kind of stepping out into new territory just a little bit, knowing that you have what you've done before as a backup. So if you've been in the passive seat for a while now, it is perhaps time to become a bit more active and to choose your own paths. Okay. How nice, Taurus. I love these messages for you. And I'm concluding these year ahead forecasts with one tarot card. I'm just shuffling. To see what's coming up for you. And two have jumped out. So I guess it's two for Taurus. So you guys have King of Pentacles and Ace of Cups. Beautiful. Wonderful. I'm so happy for you guys. I think last year it was like the Devil or the Tower or something. I don't remember, but I know that that's been sort of the summary of what you guys have been experiencing for a while. You've done something right. You've done something right in 2018 with these two types of cards coming up for you. King of Pentacles, what were we just saying about active, masculine, yangy energy for Taurus, an earth sign? King of Pentacles, it's absolute perfection. I love it. So really taking an active role in your resources, taking an active role in your foundation, in what is building you, in your throne in life, and not just sitting back into it. So not just sitting into the throne and letting the throne protect you, but generating your throne and your power and your vitality with your own actions and your own desires and your own power as a person. Not being afraid of the past, not being afraid of the people from your past, and not blocking it out of your mind, not repressing it, but facing it head on and saying, I'm no longer scared of this. I'm no longer scared of what happened before. I take power back over my life and over my experiences, and I let that form me, and I let that form my resources in life. It's beautiful. And Ace of Cups coming up for you guys. I mean, new love, new romance. That's one thing that I didn't touch too much on, but totally. I can totally see with Uranus moving into your sign, Jupiter being in Sag, especially around Taurus time when you have like Venus in your sign, and when eventually the other inner planets move towards that energy, I can definitely see incredible new relationships coming in. For those of you who are single, regardless of whether you're single, married, divorced, you will see your love and your relationships become better in this year. You will see that there's more love, there's more understanding, there's more emotional connection. So if your marriage has been on the rocks, you can see all of a sudden we understand each other, and all of a sudden it's great. And I also feel that for some of you who are wondering if you're going to break up with your partner, I feel that by around March, April, there's sudden understanding, there's sudden healing. And for those of you who do have a split, so for those of you who go through the divorce or who do have the breakup, don't worry about it. You're going to see that your relationship with yourself does not suffer in the same way that it did before. Because okay. Right when I said that, Taurus, ooh, that's hard. I feel like I got slammed in the chest. And usually I don't really voice dramatic messages like that, but I feel like I got slammed in the chest. So for those of you who went through like a difficult breakup in 2018, or even the years prior, it was like a feeling of being slammed in the chest. And I do feel like okay, so we have to be careful about how these messages come out. For those of you who experience a breakup in 2019, you have to have a control over your health, over your mental well-being, your emotional well-being in such a way that it is not like being slammed in the chest when you have this breakup, or if something were to happen. So fixing and alleviating codependent structures, first and foremost, most important thing in 2019. Because the only way that having a split or having a disconnect can be so extremely overwhelming is when these people become a part of you. They like become a part of your heartbeat. So to lose them is in a way to like die, you know? Ace of Cups, even more so than these relationships, it can be beautiful, it can be wonderful, is about having and fueling your own energy and your own life. It's about you, it's about your strength, it's about your cup, not about the cup of others. So you have to fill that this year, Taurus. You have to be strong enough to have that. And I also want you to know that the universe is holding you steady and creating a space for you to heal and a space for you to be nurtured and held after any type of betrayal or any type of painful trauma in relationships happen. You are being given an incredible return on that. You are not going to be left alone. You are not going to be isolated, and you are going to find love again. I feel that some of you are discouraged when it comes to the thought of finding love again, for those of you who've had the breakup or start to have them. Don't worry too much, Taurus. King of Pentacles, Ace of Cups is your cards for the year. I love it. I think that it is so wonderful, so impactful, and such a new resource for you as well. That's resources to me too. So Ace of Cups is about emotional resources, having the emotional energy, having empathy, having understanding, and trusting yourself, trusting the people around you. And then King of Pentacles is like physical resources, so new jobs, new career, new money, new sense of stability, solidarity, and trust. Again, both of these cards invoke trust to me. So healing trust, having faith and trust, and learning to trust once more is the most important goal of your 2019, Taurus. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for listening to this reading. Be sure to check out your sun, moon, rising sign. I feel like we really conquered a lot here. If you guys would like to check out my 2019 year ahead meta companion that goes through each month, laying out tarot cards, laying out some spiritual healing messages for your path, it's really wonderful. You can click the center of your screen to download that. I hope you guys get to check it out. I enjoyed so much the process of putting it together. Be sure to click the center of your screen. Your subscribes, likes, and comments make my day. Let's have an incredible 2019. I love you all. We'll talk soon. Bye.